Hey guys, welcome to another 2v2 ranked video. We're looking at Khalid and Ahmad against Aztral and Fairy Peak in this first of 3 games. And right away, we've got the demo kickoff. Ahmad fakes it. Oh, it's bounced in somehow. I think Fairy Peak was expecting somebody to touch this on its way to the goal, and it's actually just arrived pretty harmlessly in slow motion, and he ends up missing it. But he should be able to redeem himself here, and he does. 1-1. Only 12 seconds into the game. And like all of the ranked videos that we cast on my channel, I'm going to watch the entire game from one POV. We're on Khalid's POV here, and the next game that we'll do will be from Ahmad's POV. We're going to get 2 games of this particular matchup against Aztral and Fairy Peak, which should be interesting because we've seen Khalid and TRK play against Fairy Peak and Aztral recently. They were able to take them down, and Ahmad and Khalid want to prove that they could do it as well as the teammates on SRG. But they're off to a bad start here. Nothing to worry about with their scoring potential. But we did see in the series that was played between TRK, Khalid, Fairy Peak and Aztral, Aztral and Fairy do know how to play very well together, and they know how to just hold a lead, even a 1-goal lead, if that's something that they need to do. It's a very good deflection there by Khalid on the back wall, just blocking the fast center from Aztral and not having to jump off the wall to do so, so he stays relevant in the next play. Now he's slightly out of position there, but Fairy Peak wasn't close enough to the ball to capitalize. Khalid controls it, and good spacing by Aztral will force him away from it. Khalid looking for the boost steal on spawn there. I think it might have just spawned right behind him. And there's not a lot of pressure on the ball there from Ahmad. Khalid decides to move in and do so himself. You'll notice that both teams are staying relatively tight next to each other, and that's because if one team does this, the other team kind of have to do it as well. You can't leave your teammate alone against 2 players, so any 50-50 will just go straight away to the other team. Khalid shows Aztral that he is up in front of him. Great recovery mid-air from Khalid. He's flown up and decided to come back down because Aztral had sort of given up on the air dribble after seeing the early pre-jump, and he still managed to get a block on Fairy's hit. Now Aztral trying to catch that one as it bounces, unable to make contact, but Fairy Peak stops Ahmad just short of the halfway line. A very subtle pop there from Aztral, but again Khalid's got him blocked in mid-air and hasn't taken himself out of the game. You'll notice every time that Khalid's making a play on the ball, he's thinking about recoveries, he's thinking about what he's going to do next, and never all in on any play in 2s. He's extremely good at positioning. And now another slow bouncing ball ends up on the goal line of the blue team with nobody to save it. Ahmad makes it 2-2. It's about halftime here. No boost steal from Aztral. Plays for the ball instead. Effortless 50-50 from Khalid from an awkward position, making it look easy. Aztral's committed there. Ahmad beats him to it. He did have the wall to help him get there faster. Khalid decides it's not necessary to wait around in the middle. Ahmad's probably got this himself, and that comes from many games, many series playing with Ahmad. He knows that this guy really doesn't need help to score goals, just to make sure that you've got the rest of the game covered, and he'll be able to handle that. Ahmad always looking for those solo plays. Ahmad and Aztral, interestingly, have quite similar play styles in a lot of ways. Not afraid of trying the absolute hardest shots in the air, and definitely 2 players who are able to make 1v2 plays, 1v3 plays, and just put unsavable shots on target. You always need someone else to play with them, the way that you'll see Khalid and also Fairy Peak play in this matchup. Much more reserved, a lot safer, a lot more careful and calculated with his play, and it really does free the mechanical god to really just do their thing, knowing that they've got the backup. That's a great pass from Aztral. Fairy Peak has got to get past Khalid though mid-air, and he can't. 3rd time this game. Khalid is floating in front of the air dribbling player, and he's not, flying up with a ton of momentum there. He's able to just stay hovering in mid-air, waiting for the air dribble to get to him. That's a phenomenal recovery by Ahmad. Khalid slots it in the bottom right corner, but that's all about the assist. What a play. Ahmad doing exactly what we talked about before, getting the ball past 2 players. That's what he's all about. He is the troublemaker for the team. oKhaliD spots that one off target, lets it bounce, clear of danger. He's got backup in Ahmad as well. Make sure to get a second touch on his air dribble to meet Aztral midair. oKhaliD really didn't want to give Aztral an air dribble there off the wall, so he's blocked it with an early challenge. Aztral forced to play the ball faster and can't keep control. Now the final few seconds of the game. There's really very few chances for Aztral and Fairy Peak being created here. So pretty much just a visit to the orange team back corner and then having to play defense for a few seconds. We're back and forth here. No shots on target, no passing options. And now no time available either. But now one chance for Aztral. He goes over oKhaliD, but in doing so, left himself with a lot to do, and it was too much. That's allowed Ahmad to just take control and dominate the last challenge of the game. And there's the expected scoreboard from Sandrock Gaming. You do get more points in Rocket League these days if you play as a defensive cleanup player. So getting all those saves, I mean, saves give you more points than shots, so it just makes sense that the player with the most saves will have by far the most points. And also finishing off a couple of one very well assisted goal from Ahmad, and also just applying the finishing touch on the earlier goal as well. But let's get into the rematch between these two, as they did play at least 2 games in this ranked session. And so we'll take Ahmad's POV for this one, Neo Tokyo for the second game. And a perfect start for them. Close cheat for Fairy against a oKhaliD kickoff, and might not be a good idea. I mean, Aztral's no slouch on the kickoff. None of these guys are. But oKhaliD, putting in the most time to 1v1 these days, will probably win the majority of his kickoffs if he wants to. And, you know, going right over the top of Aztral there is the worst possible outcome for Fairy Peak when he's cheating, as it makes it very hard to even save or interfere with any shots. As now 2-0 in 16 seconds. oKhaliD crushes the first kickoff of the game and leaves nothing to be desired with his first open shot of the game. Now chipping the ball straight down the middle. Ahmad bumps Fairy Peak after noticing that Fairy Peak was in fact beating him to the ball. Bumps Aztral, I should say. Oh, what a pass. Oh, that should have been a goal just because it was such a great team play. Difficult to position your car and, you know, deflect that shot accurately, but I love the vision. And oh my, Ahmad has he's avoided own goaling there and actually placed the ball in his own back corner. Very nicely done. I would have definitely, I'm still thinking about that pass from Aztral and Fairy Peak. What a play. And it would have been an absolute screamer into the top corner had it just been a bit more to the right of the goal. Aztral and Fairy Peak are both up for this one. Aztral has hit the bar. So, you know, they had synergy on the previous passing play. Not much synergy on that one, unfortunately. You know, the French players do like to sit in Discord, sit in comms fairly often, but I don't know if they were in comms for this one. Probably not, based on that double commit. There's a good chance that Ahmad and oKhaliD are, because they are queuing as a party. Solid mid-air 50 by Ahmad, but it's bounced out to Aztral, who uses Fairy, and again the shot just isn't on target. They've had chances, well, 2 really good chances, and they've failed to take either of them, failed to test a goalie on either of them as well, as a pass in defense gives oKhaliD a play. He's just given it away to Aztral. That's careless from oKhaliD. And luckily for him, the accuracy for Fairy Peak and Aztral continues to be unimpressive by their standards. Tight turn under the ball by Ahmad, giving Fairy Peak no chance to accelerate towards him. And it's in off the shot because there just wasn't enough time for Fairy Peak to react to it. He knew that there was a chance. Ahmad is going to flip reset and shoot that one high. Oh, what a counter. Look at that. Called the fake kickoff. Got out of the way of the demo, and actually they've just taken a shot there, because not only is it a fake kickoff these days by oKhaliD and Ahmad, but they do a cheat as well. So they, you know, the traditional way to play the kickoff strategy they're going for is to have your guy on the kickoff fake the ball and play a demo on the opposing team's cheating player. Meanwhile, your second man will just sit in goal, wait for the ball to come straight to him, from the fake kickoff, but they're actually doing it with a cheating player these days. One, to make it harder to react to, and secondly, because people were starting to read the kickoff. When you have a goalie, they know that that's what they were going for. But even now, it's still being read, so they're going to need to keep mixing it up here as the score remains pretty close. It's stayed at 2 for a while now. But oKhaliD's shooting's been deadly in both the games that we've seen. Aztral alone in the back corner briefly, doesn't get the second touch on the ball that he wanted, but oKhaliD and Ahmad were expecting him to get it. They didn't want to risk positioning over aggressively for that. Booming wall shot by Fairy. oKhaliD just stretches up and knocks it into his own back wall. You always have to watch out for Fairy Peak's wall clears. Always consistent with them. Ahmad's got his flip here. He's just kept perfect control there. I don't think the ceiling shot set up the way he wanted it to, so he just keeps on going with it. Oh, you're joking. Ahmad, flip reset double, and now playing for the bump. Not that oKhaliD needed him. He slots it top corner anyway. But that is absolutely ridiculous. Flip reset on a ball that's coming straight towards him, and he's still able to play for the double touch and nearly score. Ahmad is just unreal with the mechanics, with the creativity, and he's still in the air for this one. Oh my goodness! I mean, you can understand why Aztral wouldn't read this. What business does Ahmad have still having a touch on this? He's just played the 50-50 challenge moments ago, and now he's doubling it on target. Unreal. And that was a forfeit, of course, from Fairy and Aztral. That's a go next right there. Crazy mechanical offense from Ahmad. And that's exactly what I mean when I talk about himself and players like Aztral as those troublemaker players, the players who make life so difficult for the other team, because they're almost impossible to read, and they can outplay so many players without taking themselves out of the game. But yeah, great play there from oKhaliD and Ahmad. Just too good, too consistent. The shooting didn't work out for Fairy and Aztral, and it definitely did for the KSA players. Anyway, we've got one more game to look at today. It's not against Fairy and Aztral, but it is against a very familiar lineup. And there it is. It's TRK and Aztral. So almost as if to say, hey, you weren't the reason that oKhaliD was able to beat Fairy and Aztral in that twos match. Ahmad gets to go against the man who replaced him in that one, TRK, who does have brilliant synergy with oKhaliD. They play a very different style. It's a very balanced distribution of plays when TRK and oKhaliD play together. They don't have the defined roles that Ahmad and oKhaliD have. It's very similar in the way that the two play the game. But we are on board with oKhaliD here. And good news for Aztral whenever he gets a player like TRK on his team is it's going to be quite easy for him to just do whatever he wants and rely on TRK's positioning to have him covered as a backup man, just like Fairy Peak did in the last few games. Oh my, what a save by oKhaliD. That was not a badly placed shot. oKhaliD has still denied it. Ahmad's out of boost, but he's pre-flipped to outplay TRK. Now wave dash to try and get back to the ball. TRK's haven't had enough of it and bumps him off it. oKhaliD continues to impress with his air dribble defense. Always a little bit of boost left over. In that case, quite a lot of boost actually, to make another play on the ball. Looking for the efficient movements at all times, oKhaliD. As he just gracefully positions under the ball. And of course it's a fake flick into a 50-50. Making Rocket League look so elegant and so easy at the same time, but that sequence is far from easy to execute with full control at all times. oKhaliD able to at any moment there pull off a flick. He didn't see that early challenge from TRK coming though, and that was almost dangerous. oKhaliD very much in the zone here, and it's Ahmad dunking on TRK to make it 2-0. Again, effortless in the setup from oKhaliD. He is really feeling it here. In all these games, he's been able to stay relevant in every single play, in every single position, and make some great decisions. It's so difficult to outplay oKhaliD when he's playing this style, when he's just so solid and so connected to the ball every time he dribbles or air dribbles. Aztral does get it past him one time, forced to go way left of the goal and into the corner, and Ahmad will take the hypotenuse to that one. instead of driving along the ground and the wall. But look at Aztral. That was a quick finish at the top corner of the goal. I don't think that either of Ahmad or oKhaliD were expecting him to have a shot on that one as early as he did. You do have to respect Aztral's angles. He's always been known for that. TRK's first touch way off target, but he might have a double to the center. There it is. Aztral up for it and knocks it back down, but TRK's actually left the scene. Didn't expect the return pass. Thought Aztral would shoot this one. It might have been a shot that just ended up in the center of the box. Another free clear for oKhaliD. Deflects it into the ceiling and then plays for the 50. Doesn't need it because he doesn't even get challenged. Aztral backed off into the net and didn't give himself enough time to react to the fast shot from close range. TRK, close cheat, has got Ahmad in trouble. oKhaliD rescues him and at least gets his piece of that ball that Aztral was looking for in the center position. Oh my goodness, how has oKhaliD nearly saved this again? A very awkward position. TRK did pretty well to keep it awkward, and it's a 1-goal game again. Incredibly tense stuff here in all these games. So little margin for error. The difference between own goaling and the difference between just making a great save is such a small one. oKhaliD wanted a bit more time there. Aztral didn't give it to him. Perfectly timed challenge by the Belgian. Had he waited just a split second more, oKhaliD was definitely top cornering that shot. Now TRK denied with the air dribble. Ahmad late to the back wall bounce though. Oh, and he's been beaten by TRK, who paused at the edge of the box, actually paused in the box I should say, to backflip into the ball that ended up right on top of him. Brilliant play Aztral in the setup. Just getting the ball behind Ahmad, giving him no easy clear. Again, Aztral's causing problems. Ahmad and oKhaliD really having a hard time keeping him under control in this game. TRK, anytime that he's got an option to advance, he'll always think about it. He doesn't want to just go for anything. He's not the type of player to take a big risk like this, especially in a tie game. So some of the center balls from Aztral are going uncollected or unchallenged. Eventually, if he keeps on delivering to the quality that he's had in this game, TRK will advance. That's good speed and defense. Needed to go up quickly for that one, or he could have ended up on a 2v1. It's Aztral and Ahmad just battling at midfield while oKhaliD recovers. Aztral trying to pre-jump off the wall there and intercept oKhaliD's shot. oKhaliD, soft touch and into an air dribble block on Aztral, who was trying to just get any piece of that ball that he could. Not going to have an easy time with this one though. It's oKhaliD with a flip reset. Aztral with an unbelievable save into the side of the goal. And another good save on Ahmad's follow-up, which didn't take that long to put on target. Now Astral's been sent absolutely flying. I think he landed in a different continent from that bump. That's going to give Ahmad some space, but Astral's back after his unexpected and probably unwanted break from the play there. What a game between these guys. Aztral and TRK synergizing quite nicely, and as expected, a player with TRK's playstyle slotting in quite nicely with Aztral, just letting him do his thing. And now it's Ahmad. Oh, he's just muscled it through, and Aztral immediately out of there. That's a frustrating way to immediately lose in overtime. He, remember, got bumped a mile earlier on in this game, and now again just gets into a really awkward position and unable to squeeze the ball on the outside of the post. And it's going to be another win for oKhaliD and Ahmad, who had a great rank session here. But every single one of these games had the moments. There were chances for Fairy Peak and Aztral to shoot with a bit more precision and take games in the first two. In this one, I think the synergy was promising between Aztral and TRK, but definitely not on the level of Ahmad and oKhaliD, which is obviously not surprising given how much these guys have played together. But all very high-rated players. I think they're all chilling pretty close to the top of the twos leaderboard for most of the entire season, really. But yeah, Monkey Moon has been number one in the leaderboard for a long time. There is Aztral actually in second, and TRK, so pretty good if you ask me. And it looks like oKhaliD taking for him a season low at 2103 here, but we all know it can be effortless for this guy to get right back up to the top if he wants to get those rank points back. I'm sure he can. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed these ranked videos. We're going to be back with the show matches later this week. Busy weekend for me, so I didn't have any over the weekend to upload at the start of the week here. And massive shout out to Ahmad for sending me these replays. I do often get my ranked replays to cast from ballchasing.com, as you guys know. These ones I did get sent from the man himself. Always great fun to watch his games, and oKhaliD's games as well. So be sure to give him a follow on. Well, be sure to give all these players follows on social media, and Ahmad streams on Twitch, twitch.tv/Ahmad. Not sure how you managed to snatch the super popular name. I couldn't get my name. I had to add quite a bit to the end of it. But anyway, have a good rest of your day, guys. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next one.